Hello and welcome back to Loresworn Chronicles Crusader Kings II, where we are playing as the Kingdom of Curonia and King Bisa, the forest spirit, now 50 years of age. He's had the longest reign of any of our monarchs in a while, and we are still waiting to get the fabled military tech 4 so that we can start conquering the unreformed pagans around us. By the way, Poland just conquered Bohemia, and they are now one of our largest rivals from the looks of things. They're doing well for themselves. Of course, we are still approaching the year 900, which is kind of when the game rules start to turn and no longer favor unreformed pagans anymore so much. Oh, Sweden's back to being pagan, by the way. They were Orthodox for quite a while. I think they still have, or Iconoclast, which basically is Orthodox at this point. So let's see, who was the last Christian king of Sweden? Guthrodr the Usurper conquered it from Ragnar's dynasty, basically. And this guy's just now a chief rather than a king. So, interesting developments, I think. Let's march our retinues over here and just get rid of these raiders, just for the hell of it, and then we'll probably go on some more raids, because that seems to be a fun way to spend our time. Got another warrior gathering ground on the way here. Don't let them escape. Let's see. Nostalgia comes easily in the soft light of a campfire. Last night, one eager soldier blessed us with a riveting tale of the battle that claimed the life of my brother, King Tridenus the Bear, who, as you might remember, he died in battle against a Finnish raider, I believe, yeah. As I am riding onto the battlefield today, I let the past fuel my resolve. So we get the Glory Days modifier, which helps us pursue fleeing enemies, which is nice. There we go. Alright, time to plan the next raid. Let's see, the walls of Lipno, they want us to raid Poland. I think we can do that. Let's see. Let's get him to stay out of factions. We have finished a building in our hospital, I think. That's the only thing we can build there for now. Hopefully, by the time the Black Plague shows up, we will have a good hospital system. Alright. Stay out of factions and be loyal. Let's see. Let's just raise our personal troops. That should be more than enough. Maya could use some guidance. This is my daughter with actually very good diplomacy so far, but no like exceptional hereditary traits. Yeah, why not? Let's have her become my rival. Who is this guy? Is this a Christian monk? Why did he get sent to my court? Oh shit, Saxony has conquered Central Ireland. The Saxon age is going to be a fairly major thing in this timeline. Let's see. Claiming he would make a much better king than I do. Well, you can fuck right off. Wife is pregnant. That is good. We can rank up in our society. That's even better. This kid needs to learn how to struggle. He's probably going to die of the Great Pox, but hey. Alright, Yersica is doing quite well. Fantastic. We are now a veteran in the Band of Medina. We're going to be taking pagan attrition for this. Let's see. My moodiness and tendency to lash out at people's getting worse Sleep too little and can't seem to stop worrying. Alright, there we go. Let's get out of here before we take too much attrition. The rumors were true. The hold of Libno is filled with treasure. Since I was the leader of the assault, I'll take the best share of the loot for myself, but I will not forget to share part of this bountiful prize with my brothers and sisters of the Band of Medina for informing me of the existence of the treasure. That's a good bit of loot there. Oh yeah, Baltic Holds is available now. So we can spend renown to get fortifications. Let's do it. Fantastic. So we now have +1 fort level. Narrow slits allow defenders to rain down arrows on any attacker without being hit in turn. Hopefully that will make our capital a less enticing target for raids, because we have had some issues of having to run back to save the capital from raiders when we were just off trying to raid ourselves. And that's no good. Let's see. How many hospital levels do you need to counteract? So prosperity gives you, or level 2 prosperity gives you -15 disease resistance. We currently have offset 5% of that with our hospital. Let's see. We have how many boats now? Oh yeah, I was gonna wait. That was our conclusion at the end of the last episode, is I was gonna wait for all our boats to tick up. So we can go kill some raiders up here in the meantime. So we're actually, you know, doing what we should be doing as a ruler and protecting our people from marauders for once. My wife has asked me to buy her some new clothes. Because of the pregnancy, she has outgrown most of her wardrobe, and now she feels frustrated for not having anything nice to wear whenever she needs to make an appearance at court. Very well, summon the tailor. Happy to provide that. Noble distinguished himself in battle. See, we're not losing too much prestige from unlanded sons, are we? No. Oh, we do pay prestige for retinues, though. I didn't realize that. Negotiate with Osbjorn. Where is Osbjorn? He's not in our lands, so why would we negotiate with him? I could hear someone sneaking around inside and believed it to be a burglar. When I went downstairs, I discovered Dausprungus, I'm going to learn how to properly pronounce that name, opening one of my letters. He can use some practice reading. I'm not going to... I am taking after Akko, but let's not take after the aspect of Akko where he beats his family. That's the one way we don't want to emulate him. So let's see, disease resistance, temple vassal opinion. Okay, so we'll build a soup kitchen. One of the first responsibilities of the hospital is to house and feed the needy, the poor, the traveler, the downtrodden, the outcast, all welcome. So apparently there's a large enough population centralized in Kurtzema now around all these holdings that we have, I suppose, what you would call the urban poor, which is probably not something that existed in Akko's time. But as our society becomes more centralized, a little bit more urbanized, it is likely that we are going to have beggars and paupers concentrated around these population centers. Oh, sweet! We have a genius daughter now too. Let's groom her to be an heir. What else was I going to say? Yeah, an interesting thing about major urban population centers in the Middle Ages is a lot of them actually had, if you just went by birth rates and death rates, they were actually in the negative. They would shrink over time due to like disease and overcrowding and starvation and things like that, and it was only people continuing to trickle in from the countryside that allowed their population to continue to grow, because without that they would actually have been shrinking. It was, you know, they were kind of almost like literally death traps in some ways. You were much less likely to live a long and healthy life as an average, you know, noble, non-rich person if you moved to a big city versus staying out in the countryside. Particularly in times like, you know, when the Black Death was happening. That was not a good time to be a city dweller. Okay. So that's kind of what we're starting to see in Curonia. I'm gonna sacrifice this Viking who thought he could invade our lands to Dievas. Oh, never mind. That wasn't his host. We didn't get the really we didn't get the leader. We're gonna keep using these Baltic holds to increase our fortifications. Oh, and we're accidentally raiding Estonia right now. Alright, well, that should end the Viking threat for now. Well, there's a huge peasant revolt going on in Novgorod. Alright, how... Well, we need 3 more boats. Waiting on 3 boats to finish. And then we will launch the largest raid in our history. According to Chancellor Dobra, the peasants of Vanima have started a delightful tradition where the peasantry from several villages meet up and dance, feast, and pair up for future marriage. By promoting this tradition, Dobra believes that the county will develop a strong culture, local culture that will attract more peasants. That sounds fantastic. Getting some harvest festivals going on. Still building here, still building here. Okay. Someone was killed by a bear, apparently. So good for him. Maya has finished her education and became a brilliant strategist, who is also my rival, so that's going to be interesting. We'll make her gregarious as well. Alright. Let's marry off some of our unmarried relatives here. We're going to look for matrilineal marriage options. Preferably geniuses, or quick, or straw. How do you spell? Nope. Attractive? Nope. Alright, in that case, we're just going to go sort by pure stewardship. This guy is gay, so he's probably not going to give us a lot of opportunities for heirs. We've got a lot of... No, we've married Bulgars into the family before. He also has gout, which isn't the best. And he's a little old. Let's look for some younger. Let's see. Iconoclast. Why not? He's of the Karakonid dynasty. Okay, so, and then Maya. I want to marry her to somebody closer to her own age. Let's see. Tier. Maybe we could arrange a betrothal here. Matrilineal betrothal. Sounds good. He's a relative of the Kagan of the Khazars out here. So, lots of interaction with the steppe peoples, as might be expected. I also want to see if I have any... Yeah, I don't have any living siblings, so that's not really a concern. Alright. So this is her new husband. He's a sturdy lad. So that's always a good thing. How are those boats coming? Still waiting on boats. We'll continue to march around and kill raiders while we're waiting for those boats to be finished. Alright, we finished a soup kitchen. Don't have enough for a leper colony yet. Awesome. Looks like I need a new commander. You'll do just great. Wife is pregnant again. That is awesome. More genius babies. So this is going to be a large and successful branch of the family, I hope. Pregnancy has caused my wife to develop quite the unusual taste. Most of what she asks for dinner nowadays ranges from mildly unsettling to positively revolting. Still, scholars do agree that a pregnant woman's cravings should always be accommodated. Let's see. Quail's foot, hare's head, trout's eye. Let's let her eat whatever she wants. 40% chance of gluttonous, that's fine. Oh, look at Betrothal. They are booming. Apparently nobody's daring to raid them. Let's see. Okay, so that's the betrothal I already set up. Oh, so he's actually the son of the Crusader Kings. Very interesting. Wonder how far down the succession line he is. Let's see, she went to China. He's actually the second eldest son. Oh, he's the heir? He's the heir. Why would he let his heir get married matrilineally? Okay, well, we'll see if maybe we can figure out a way to end up inheriting Caesarea. That would certainly be interesting. Oh shit, we just had a large Viking host. Let's see. We're gonna become friends with this guy real quick. Holger of Holger's host. So we're probably going to need to raise some more troops here. And call in reinforcements from Vanima as well. My wife has really been letting herself go of late. What was once a graceful and delicate woman has slowly become an undignified and hefty glutton. That looks more just like she has Schwarzenegger chin than that she put on a lot of weight. Let's see. Well, what would Bisa actually do? He's stressed, so he might snap at people. He's also patient and gregarious. Uncouth. I think because he's uncouth and stressed, I think he would probably tell her that she needs to watch what she eats a little bit. Alright. Relieved to see that my words did not go unheard. Allit thanked me for my concern and promised me she'll start dieting immediately. Okay. I didn't mean to be rude about it, but I am not. I am uncouth. I am not couth. I have very little couth to my name. All right. Vassals are fighting amongst themselves. Okay, so we have another duke now because this guy has created the High Chiefdom of Lithuania for himself. And he is of the Old Faith, so that could be a problem. So we have, let's see, how many High Chiefs do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So Polotsk, Lithuania, Volhynia, and Smolensk are our higher rank vassals. Let's see. So we have another daughter, Daira, also a genius. 2 genius daughters in this branch of the family. We may have another age of many queens in a row coming up. Alright, we've healed from our infection. That makes me feel better. Let's switch to carousing for a little bit here to get rid of stress, and then I'm going to switch to hunting, because I'd actually like Vici to live a long time. Grievously scarred. Alright, come on with the boats. Pirates have been marauding in increasing numbers all along the coast of Curonian recently. Worse, there's a rumor among the common folk that the pirates are being aided by Khazarian agents. Well, let's find this out. And 2 days after switching to carousing, I'm no longer stressed. Apparently, all I needed was just a quick drink. So now we gotta wait until 890 so we can switch to hunting focus for that additional health bonus. It grieves me to hear your troubles, however, I can assure you that I have nothing to do with the pirates that plague your coasts. Well, is Vici paranoid? He's not. So you know what? I'll take you at your word. Your child and my child are married. And also, you would have to go to a lot of trouble to raid us, to be responsible for pirates on our coast. Because for one, you would need Norse or Curonian ships that can navigate rivers, and you would need to sail all the way out through the Sea of Azov, up the Dnieper, past all of our own lands. You would have to portage through our territory just to get up to the mouth of the Daugava. You'd have to make it through the Strait of Saaremaa and then be able to raid our coast. So that seems like a little bit too much trouble. I think we may have candidates other than the Khazars for who might be responsible for these pirates. Just a thought. Okay. So, these are dark days. Princess Rasa. Okay, she's not... She has the plague? What? It's 886. How does she have the plague? At least she's not one of the genius ones. Her affliction is indeed the dreaded plague. Alright, well... Not likely for a 9-year-old in the year 886 to survive that. Let's see. We've got some nomadic raiders showing up. Causing trouble. Let's go show them the old what's for. We have a granddaughter. So she is of the blood of the Khazar Khans. Dangerous faction. Oh, it's gone. Alright. We got some fortifications going in Zimgale. Okay, alliances are forming. And these guys are just absolutely dumbfounded to find that I've actually arrived to defend my lands from them. Oh, wow. Might actually lose this battle. Hey! Alright, so we talked about this happening, and it is now happening. So this is going to be a very interesting moment. 886, 10th of September. The King of Novgorod. I wish to forsake my old religion and leave Novgorod to its rightful place among the civilized realms. I humbly request Curoni's assistance to ensure a peaceful transition to the Dievturiba faith. Let's do it. Makes things interesting. It's going to make Novgorod more of a difficult nut to crack as a rival, but yeah, I like it. I think this is interesting. Gunhilda's finished her education. This is just some random person in my dungeon. Does anybody want to pay money for her? No? Okay, well maybe she will be a sacrifice to the ancestors someday. So, despite the fact that we were fighting in forest terrain, somehow these steppe raiders only lost 151 men and they killed like 1,200 of us. So there's another reason that we can't really protect our border with the steppe peoples. They are actually just a lot more militarily advanced than us right now. Alright, the conversion of Novgorod. Your priests have done their best to introduce King Zbignev's people to your gods and teach them how to placate the spirits around them. Of the wild surrounding them, you can only hope that they will stay true to their word and please the gods according to tradition, lest ill luck falls them. So that actually converted a significant number of their counties. What is our moral authority at? Very good, actually. No. Still need to capture Arcona, but that is that's on the list. It's on the docket. So Novgorod now shares our faith. We have a potential army of 5.3k men. That's definitely larger than ours. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. And there's immediately a revolt that I'm imagining is right along religious lines. Yep. We have some people unhappy with that. We've just received word that he died. Was he blind too? Gout, infection, severely injured? No. He wasn't blind. He looks blind. So he died like months after converting. So the new king of Novgorod is still of our religion. So we'll see if he's able to defend against the rebels. Oh, and I'm pretty sure these lands out here just broke away, so. Yeah. Take our money. Gotta take out our anger on raiders that we can beat. Alright. Chief of Narva. We'll wait. We'll ransom him. We need the money. Let him rot. Conversion of Serbia. So, the tribes of Serbia have been converted to the Iconoclast faith, a group of priests sent by the Basileus of the Byzantine Empire, who, by the way, look at that, reclaimed Constantinople. Let's get a date for that. It has been out of Byzantine hands for many decades. I don't want Byzantine Empire, I want the County of Constantinople. It was reclaimed by Hectorios the Missionary in July of 866. So the Strait of the Bosphorus is now back under control of the Byzantines. So we may see a Byzantine resurgence, especially now that Croatia seems interested, or not Croatia, Serbia seems interested in converting to their faith. So, Great Ritual, they converted the entire population and all of his vassals. Alright. So religious lines are being drawn. Let's obligate our vassals. Nice. We have a... Oh. he's not going to associate with any factions. That's good. Viesturus is a belligerent commander fighting with the strength of a Kraken. Not that anyone is keeping count, but I find myself wondering how many enemies he has taken down single-handedly at this point. This is my kinsman, granddaughter, or grandson of Naula. Let's see. Ambitious or envious? Ambitious would be nice. Let's take the 50% chance of ambitious. Nope, just became envious instead. Oh well. There are worse things we could be. Alright, gain some castle fortifications with our society currency. More stuff we're not going to have to spend money on later. Speaking of money, construction here is going well. Construction here. Okay, so we can build a leper colony. By isolating the sick, the general population feels safer. Plus 10% disease resistance is pretty significant. And these guys are still having their way with the countryside. Alright, we've chased off enough raiders, I think. Oh, fantastic. Yersica has finally accepted our current gods, or our current priesthood. So that is fantastic. We will now try to convert the Latgalians. So the blue is currently following the new faith, while the green is still following the old faith. In this, so it's about half and half, it seems like, and not necessarily divided along. Well, actually, it is, yeah, kind of along the river systems. People are more likely to be following the new faith, as well as this kind of corridor south into the Yatvingian and Volhynian areas. They were faster to convert. The places that were not as quick to convert are like some of the Lithuanians are a little stubborn on that in that regard. Out here on the steppes, some of the Latgalians, and then especially the Prussians, who actually broke away and formed their own state at one point because they didn't want to be part of this. It's not a military org pop-up, unfortunately. So let's see. I think we want probably castle infrastructure first. No, I think we want construction first. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode. So check out loresworn.com, that's our website. We're at Loresworn Order on Twitter. I am at AsaTJ, that is ASATJ. We're about to hit that magic date of 900 AD, and we are already starting to see some mass conversions that are going to start to turn this kind of cauldron of unreformed paganism in North and Central Europe. It's going to force them to pick sides, which is going to be very interesting. So we're probably going to end up with Dievturiba, Islam, Catholicism, and iconoclast Orthodox Christianity are going to be the big ones. I think, and then Tengri, I don't know if they're scripted to be more likely to convert after 900. I'd actually have to look at that. I think a lot of times they'll end up going Muslim, but which is the historical version, but we actually have quite a large Nestorian state out here, which is kind of unusual to see. But cool. Oh, by the way, one thing I noticed up here is that the Kingdom of Nepal has formed, and they are Muslim. So India is being Islamized from the opposite direction of where it came from historically. I have no idea when they converted. Let's see if we can history. So this guy was Buddhist. So yeah, it was really under this guy that it became Muslim. Although the majority of the counties are still Buddhist. And anyway, we will see you guys next time.